borrower,
Mhm.
the age of the youngest borrower, right? So you have a husband and wife, but what if, and I'm just saying what kind of averages are. So in most cases, the husband tends to be by the average is a little bit older than the wife.
Right.
So how does that work? Because, you know, does the wife, or I guess whether it's the husband or the wife, does the spouse need to be, do they both need to be on the title and on the loan for qualifying, or
Yeah.
because let's say, so if the spouse is not working, but one's retiring, you know, how do you work around that, or how does that work? Can you have one spouse that's younger, that's not of retirement age, still have their other spouse qualify for the reverse mortgage, but not, you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. So there's borrowing spouse, and there's what we call an NBS, or a non-borrowing spouse. And there's
Okay.
advantages. There's strategic reasons why you would go with non-borrowing spouse, even if they're over the age of 62. So the non-borrowing spouses, they're not on the loan, and they're not on title, and they don't really have any protections. Okay, that's a non-borrowing spouse. If they are a borrowing spouse, then, and you want to make sure, hey, I want to make sure that my wife or husband is absolutely covered, even though they're not 62 and above. You're going to put them on the loan. And let's say, for example, I'm 65 and my wife is 55. She's 10 years younger than I am. Okay. But I want to make sure there's absolutely no issues if I was to pass before her. I'm going to put her on the loan. We're going to use her age of 50. The lender would use her age of 55. She would be on title. She would be included in the reverse mortgage. And if anything happened to me 20 years down the road, she would live in the property in perpetuity with no problem. I just wouldn't. We just as a couple wouldn't qualify as much. Now, the other strategy is wife is 55. Okay, we don't put her on the loan. Okay, so I qualify more because I'm 65, right? So I either on a refinance or a purchase, those numbers are going to be more favorable for me.
Okay.
And ultimately us. Now, if I add her to title though, and we were married at the time, and she was living in the house at the time that I got the reverse mortgage, under the Bennett ruling, most recent mortgagee letter from HUD in 2021, is that she would also be covered because she was my spouse at the time I got the reverse mortgage, and I added her to title. She would be covered and also be able to live in the property in perpetuity without a reverse mortgage or payment, and or them foreclosing on her, as long as she maintained her residency as her primary residence.
Got it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so that's helpful, because I could imagine situations where somebody might think, oh, we may not even qualify because my wife or husband is not even of retirement age. That'll just disqualify us automatically.
Exactly.
So that's a good point to make.
Yeah. There's also one other strategy if you don't want to add them to title for whatever reasons, and who knows what those may be. But you could also, again, I'm 65, she's 55. You could also take out a life insurance policy on me that would cover the reverse mortgage in the event of my death. And you never add her to title, pay off the house, it's willed to her, it's done.
Okay, well, those are really great options to know about.